United Blood Services is the only nonprofit blood provider in New Mexico and the Four Corners region. And in an effort to meet the demand for blood, especially as we move into this holiday weekend, well, United Blood Services and the Rio Grande chapter of the Rotary Club of Albuquerque are holding a blood drive this Friday, which is tomorrow. And joining me are Evelyn Bryant from United Blood Services. Welcome, Evelyn.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you, and especially lovely to have our very own Mrs. New Mexico America 2011, Dr. Michelle Aurelius, otherwise known as Lily's mom.
Exactly.
This is what she told me. I asked her how to pronounce her name properly. She said, you could always go with Lily's mom. It always works. How old is Lily?
Lily's a year and a half. She's toddling around.
And you look like this and you had a baby a year and a half ago?
Thank you. You made my day.
Oh, women everywhere are very jealous. Okay, well, let's talk about why you're here today, because it's a wonderful thing that you're doing. And Evelyn, I want to first talk about, where does New Mexico's blood supply actually stand right now?
Well, currently our supply is where we need it to be. We are meeting all the hospital orders every day so far.
Okay.
But we are going into a 3-day weekend. And normally after a 3-day weekend we do have a need.
Sure.
And so that's why we're planning this blood drive on Friday. And I do have to tell you one thing, because my husband's sitting out there and he's going to correct me as I go home. The blood drive is being hosted by the Rotary Clubs of Albuquerque and Rancho.
Rio Rancho, okay,
right.
Good. I'm
and
glad
so
you
I just wanted to make sure that I included all those clubs, because when I go to visit them, they'll find me. Okay,
we don't want you getting fined. Absolutely not. And we want to make sure that we always recognize everyone that's doing their part, and that's wonderful. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And I also want to mention that, Michelle, you're very involved. You're involved, obviously, with raising awareness. And so let's talk a little bit about your specific efforts that you're making in this particular weekend.
Well, what's really exciting is, as a forensic pathologist and a doctor, I have a great sense for what happens over the weekends and what happens over the 3-day weekends, and with the accidents and the tragedies.
The reality.
It's the perfect time for us to make sure that we have enough blood products at the hospital. And also, when you're thinking about preparing for potential for mass disasters in this horrible time where we have all these fires.
No kidding.
And please, please hope that nothing happens. But what would be fantastic is if something did happen, we could be prepared. So if there are injuries from mass disasters, from the fires, anything like that, if we have enough donors, we can be prepared to meet the needs and save lives.
Absolutely, and preparedness is always what saves lives. It's really, it's the bottom line. And Evelyn, how many blood drives do you actually hold throughout the year?
I was doing a quick math, and I was going to tell you somewhere between 150 to 200 a month.
Wow.
A month.
Wonderful.
And about 100 of them come from the Albuquerque staff. And then in Four Corners, it's anywhere between 30 and 40 a month. And then Roswell staff will do about 30.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So we are out there every day over the holidays, and collecting as much as we can to ensure that we are always prepared for the hospital needs. And a lot of people don't realize that it takes 2 days to test blood. So if an accident happens today, it really will take 2 days for us to get that blood onto the shelf.
That's good information.
So that's why it's important to do this blood drive every single day to make sure that we do have enough on the shelf.
Well, before you go, I want to just specifically talk about Friday, so that everybody that wants to participate in this can be aware of all the details. So tell us a little bit about tomorrow.
So tomorrow is actually a great, fantastic, exciting time where there's a blood drive between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. in the big red building on University Street. And Evelyn, of course, can talk much more about the details. You can call and make an appointment. And if you make an appointment, you can be set up, come donate. We'll have raffles, we'll have prizes. I'll bring the tiara if you want to try it on.
I love
whatever you like. So
don't think I'm not doing that during the commercial break, Mrs. New Mexico.
Anytime, anytime.
I'm going to practice the wave, too.
Please do.
Really, Michelle, Evelyn, thank you both so much for all that you're doing and for being with us today to bring this awareness. Thank you.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we are going to hear how one local organization is reaching out to families with developmentally disabled loved ones. Stick around. I really want to try it. I really.